5. Guys, I'm sorry. To be really honest, on a serious note, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome back to another highly anticipated video, and for all my returning subscribers, welcome back to another video by you. What are the new subscribers supposed to do? I don't know. Anyway, if you're new here, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and join the Ultimate Fave family. And for all my faves, welcome back. Now, let me give this quick disclaimer because I recently just got out of hospital, and by recently, I mean yesterday. So when this video comes out, I don't know if it's gonna be a day or two from now. I literally came out of hospital yesterday. And so I had a really bad chest infection, and before the chest infection I had food poisoning, so I wasn't eating. The chest infection affected my chest and I landed up in casualty, but I'm good, I'm back and I'm better. But I will say that my energy levels cannot be as high because my breathing is still a little bit tense. So if you find me breathing in heavily from time to time, please just note that it's because I'm still having a little bit of trouble breathing. I can't really, do a lot of like movements because it gets me very tired, and then I need to go get my asthma pump. So yeah, that's my life. I'm living like a sickling. Nothing's changed, everything's good, but now I just need my asthma pump a little bit more than like Sidman. And no, to be really honest, I'd really respect the comments if you guys please stop saying it's hubbly. It is not hubbly. This is something that I've dealt with for a while now, and I would really appreciate you guys stop telling me about hubbly because you don't know me, I know me. Thank you in the comments. It is not hubbly. Thank you. Anyway, I am back with a mukbang and a story time. So initially I thought I was going to do a recap with the mukbang, but then I thought, nah, let me actually do a story time, because with the story time I can kind of just really compose myself. I feel like with my TV recaps I tend to get very like invested in them, and my emotions get very heightened, and sometimes I don't eat, which I have seen in the previous ones. So I am going to limit my mukbangs to confession sessions and story times, because there I can sort of kind of control the energy of how I react to things and how I respond to things, also allowing me to eat. However, another disclaimer, I might not eat as fast or I might not eat as much because my chest is still a little bit restricted. Sometimes when I swallow I feel like things are stuck in my chest, and I'm just really getting back into the habit of eating because my body hasn't really received food in days. Okay, cool. Let's just unwrap the food. Okay, so now I bought this food hours ago, so it is a bit cold. I don't know if I should heat it up. It is quite cold actually. Man, damn. I think I should heat it up one more time. Let me see. Why did I eat that rice with my hands? This food is definitely very cold. So let me just heat it up. I might have to put it on a plate. I might have to plate it because I can't heat this up with the foil. So I'm sorry guys, and it is quite late. It's going on 11 p.m. So just give me 5 minutes and then I will plate this and we'll jump into the story. I have my food and this is a story time. Oh, and I also got this and Nicho's peri peri sauce. I actually bought it today because I went to go get some pizza, and I actually realized this is really nice, but it's super hot, so I'm not gonna have a lot of it because I don't really like hot stuff that much, but like it's really helping in terms of my throat and to recover. So I will pour it just now. But anyway guys, this is such a weird this is such a weird story time, and I can't believe, not to say that I fell for it because I don't regret any of the decisions that I took, but it is definitely one that I thought I would tell. I'm just really hoping that the person in question who could watch this won't be too mad at me for telling the story. I'm actually shaking. I'm shaking. I don't know. I've just had a really long day, and the recovery of a chest infection and, kind of my body giving up on me was a lot to take in. My health and my mental just took a deep dive, and today I kind of really overworked myself, literally less than 24 hours of being outside of hospital. So it's a lot, but I miss YouTube. I miss the space. I was just mentally in a bad place, in a very bad place, and I'm not ready to talk about it yet. So, but when I am, y'all know the vibes. Anyway, let's get into it. No judges, because I also can't believe this happened recently. But anyway, let's take a bite of my dry looking food. It's not as dry as it looks. It actually is super hot and it's flavorful. But I will say, Ocean Basket is kind of deteriorating here. I really love their food. Like, I feel like I've been keeping Ocean Basket open for the last few years that they were doing like their revamp, making the Mozambican prawns and everything. But then the Ocean Basket by my house, they just don't care a damn who they like. You could be paying 250 for a platter for one and they will just give you nothing. Like, I ordered grilled calamari and they were like, fuck you bitch, take the fried one. And I ordered so many things on this plate that are not correct. But like, they've done this to me so often that I keep convincing myself, is it because I'm still keeping you in business willingly? You know what I mean? Like, I love Ocean Basket so much, but like, maybe it's the one by my house that's just deteriorated, because I live not too far from Lemon Tree. And like, I don't know, man. I also, someone stole my shades there at Ocean Basket. Woo! Oh. Ocean Basket, yeah. But I kept you guys in business for long. Drake and I worked overtime. But anyway, okay, so this actually happened a few weeks ago, and I am not fucking kidding you, a few weeks ago. So let me describe the state of mind that I was in, right? So my mom, my real mom, not my stepmom, who's also my real mom, but like, it's the same thing. My mom passed away on the 30th of April, which would then have been the 1st of May, right? So, fun fact, calamari is my favorite. As a child, like, I just loved calamari. I will do anything with calamari. Oh no, this is not calamari, it's octopus. Anyway, my mom passed away about 13 years ago. And the older I become, every time around the time of April, my mind just deep dives. It goes downwards, like things just happen, man. Like, I don't feel grand sharp. Like, I don't feel good. And it's normally, it's like a subconscious feeling whenever it happens, but then it's always around the time where I check the date, or like something will then remind me that, oh shit, this is that time of the month and not the periods, right? So the story will seem serious, but it's definitely worth telling because I did some stupid shit. But anyway, so my mom passed away on the 30th, 13 years ago. And it's always like a rough time for me around those times. Like, I also get sick, I've noticed. Like, I get really sick, like I get ailing, you know? And I always thought to myself, no, it's because it's the change of season. Nah. You know what? I just think that the underground gang is working overtime. So, okay. My mom, all right. Maybe I was hungry. Like, I can't stomach a lot of food because my stomach will make me throw it back out. So I have to eat slowly. So I was going through something, I don't remember what it was, but it was, I think, something with a mutual friend of mine. Yeah, man. Someone that just did something to me that was just off, man. And I was just like, and I was just really in bad spirits. So it was just so difficult. I even remember because that particular day, I had to shoot before the shoot that I went to, where I shot with Caddy and Mans for YFM. Before then, like a week and a half prior, bad things started happening, man. No, not bad things like things that are like scary, but like just things that started to make me like perk up. You know, I speak a lot about the industry. I speak a lot about what it's like to be in my working environment. And I will say this, I think this is the first time in a really long time I can say how exploited I felt by certain brands, certain industries. And it had gotten to a point where it's either you fight for your value or you just get shoved and replaced and chopped and screwed, right? So that was what was going on in the midst of everything that was happening. But like that was fine though, because I mean, you know, at some point I needed to accept the fact that I need to elevate, I need to fight for my value. With any industry, any business, corporate or no corporate, you kind of have to fight for your value if you're going to fight to be respected. You know, you keep your head down, you keep your head down, you keep your head down. The next thing you realize that all you've done is make the bigger person look a lot better, and it's at the cost of you. So around that time, besides a lot of the things that were happening in my industry or like from a work perspective, I then had like some personal issues that were happening. And I think I also spoke about it in my vlogs of how I felt so depleted, so tired, so, you know, finished, depleted. And it started in around late March. So I meet my man. Yeah. I'm seeing someone, I think. I'm not sure. I could dump him tomorrow. But anyway, I meet this guy. And I've known him for a while, but we start speaking. Stop. He's not an integral part in the story, but he starts off the story where it's going. So things are going bad. I meet this guy in March. At that all-white event. No, yeah. And then it's still very gradual, but then like our relationship grows. Yeah, but so he's like there for me, like he's front row, front and center. We still see each other, still fresh, you know, brand spanking new, like what MTV says. So on the day, like maybe 2-3 days before, something happens which really puts me in bad spirits, like the lowest of lows. And then the day comes for me to film with Caddy and Mans, right? And make sure to go check out that podcast. You know, I really feel like we dropped some gems, or we probably didn't, and maybe you guys don't care, but it's fine. You guys are here. So that day that I'm going to go film, I was having such a bad day, and I even almost ghosted Caddy and Mans, which obviously would have been a shit show, but those are my mates, so I'm not gonna ghost on my mates. You know, when my mates need me, I'm there, you know. So Caddy has this podcast. He tells me, nah, come through, let's shoot. And I'm like, I bet, cool, sweet, let's go. And then as I'm driving to the shoot, I remember, man, I was having a bit of an off day. I don't remember what the fuck was pissing me off, but it was very emotional. And then now when I'm sad, I'm really sad. Like I'm just, the whole world is a bad place. You know, and you know, God is such a bad person. So that day, this guy that I'm talking to decides to cheer me up, and he brings me a gift that day. So I get to the YFM studios. Okay, fine. He tells me he's outside. Okay, sharp. I go to go see my man. I don't know if he's my man still. I'm still deciding. We're still in the probation period. But I love him. And I might end up with him. Who knows? I might take him to another country in Europe, and then I might dump him. Aha! Anyway, so I'm there at the studios, and he then tells me, hey, I'm outside. I just want to give you something that's going to cheer you up. And then he gives me something very luxurious. So as he's giving me that gift, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. I really hope she doesn't hate me for telling the story. I get a call from a number I don't recognize. As in, like, I don't know this number. I don't know it. As in, no. Abba. Okay. So, as I see the phone ringing, my man is going to the boot. We're going to take out this gift. So now I'm like, I'm stunned. I'm excited. I'm engaged. I'm in love. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just cheer me up. He said, I want to take you to the top floor. So now, while I'm still really processing that this is my man and I must stick beside him, this call comes. So like, I'm walking to the car. as I'm walking to the car and I open the passenger door, he's like, hey baby, I know you've got this interview, but I just want to drop something off that will cheer you up. As he's saying that, the phone rings. As the phone rings, I'm like, hello? And then this person's like, hi, Naledi. I'm like, hi. Oh, and she's like, am I speaking to Naledi? I'm like, yeah, this is she. What I'm saying, this is she. My man's comes out, you know, paper bag and everything. Love you, baby. Anyway, man's comes out, he gives me my gift. And then this girl's like, hey, this is really awkward, but my name is so-and-so. And I know you might not remember me. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but I basically hunted down for your number, if that's the right word. Hunted. Yeah, hunted is past tense, but we can't say hunt. Yeah, hunted. It's called hunted. So she's like, I basically hunted down for your number. She's like, my name is, and for story's sake, I'll call her Epiphany. Oh, child. Now, Epiphany and I, it's like, hey, my name is Epiphany. Now, bear in mind, her name is common. And I'm like, okay, which Epiphany? Because I know quite a few Epiphanies. And she's like, this is going to be really difficult to explain. And I'm like, my mind instantly knew who she was. Like, my spirit, my blood went cold. Okay, so side note, I'm a bit of a spiritual babe, but not like the spiritual babe, like more spiritual than the spiritual babe, but like my energy levels and my ability to remember shit that I shouldn't be remembering, it's just weird. And I'm just really big on energies. Energies are a very big thing for me. You guys know how passionate I am about things and people in general. And she was like, she's like, my name is Epiphany. I'm like, I know epiphanies. Which epiphany is this? And she's like, this is gonna be hard to explain. I'm like, oh, are you the epiphany that I blocked in this year? Yeah! And she's like, yes. I'm like, so now I'm still excited over my gift, but now I'm on the phone with Epiphany. Now, a little backstory on Epiphany. Epiphany and I know each other because she used to date some guy that was also asking out my best friend at that time. And now I obviously inherited the beef of my best friend at that time. So her and I don't actually have beef, but I had blocked her years ago on Twitter. Okay, there are a lot of people I blocked for years on Twitter. Like I'm just that hardcore when it comes to friendships and beef. Okay, like if you do some shady shit to my friend, you've done shady shit to me. So now for her, I think it was more so a thing of, she actually didn't do anything shady to me. But like I was very touched about how shady she was towards my friend. And I don't even think it was intentional because she was obviously seeing that guy, of which then it came out okay, my friend was the side. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Side note, my hair, I got it from Shara hair. Okay. So she tells me, hey, yes, it's this Epiphany. And I'm like to her, hey, listen, can I call you in about 2 minutes? And she's like, listen, if I don't tell you this now, I'm not going to tell you. Ugh. And Epiphany rocks my world a bit, you know? Now, you need to understand something, guys. I am a Catholic. I'm sorry for chewing with my mouth open. It's because I actually can't breathe and my nose is blocked. So forgive me this one time. Give me grace this once. So, because I also don't want to sniff. You know what I mean? So she's like, listen, dude, I really have something to tell you. And she tells me what she needs to tell me. And all I can say is it was just definitely from a spiritual perspective. Now, I'm a Catholic. Ooh, sorry, Mike. I'm a Catholic, but I'm a very big believer in my ancestors. I'm a very big believer in my spirituality. And I know that obviously a lot of people believe those can't coexist, but that's who I am. I am a Black African, and I believe in every, like, not to say I believe in everything in general. No, you mean I just go with the world. I'm not a dildo in the wind. Maria! I'm not a dildo in the wind, but as much as I am a full staunch Catholic, I I do believe in my ancestors. I believe that they exist. I do make sure to acknowledge them. So she told me something very, very, I felt to me was important, because there was no way Epiphany would have known that. And that's what I'm gonna say. Now, guys, I know you guys are gonna say, you can't go around believing everything, every Tom, Dick, and Matlangu that tells you about a spiritual whatever. And yes, I know that. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of how people use these things to lure, you know, the helpless, the needy, the weary. But no, she was very on point. She was very on par. And she was too close to home that I was like, okay. Now, you know, guys, I've got good friends who are, you know, spiritual healers. I've got good friends of mine who have went by your twasa. So I definitely believe in that more so. And I have a lot of discernment when it comes to who I know is coming with weird energy. But, you know, it always comes in a very strange form. So let's just say that she came, she said one thing, she said some things, and I was like, okay, there's no way she would know this. There is absolutely, some of my friends don't even know this. My friends don't even know this, you know? All right, okay, fine. She says some things. I'm like, okay, so now I'm just discombobulated. I'm discombobulated. I'm shook. I'm shocked. And I'm taken aback. Fine. I do my interview, you know, I'm just a little bit discombobulated and whatever. So then I decide, you know what, let me process everything that she said. Let me take it with a grain of salt, a huge grain of salt. Because also this was someone where her and I wouldn't say we ended on bad terms, but it wasn't good terms where I would believe that her first instinct would be to be sincere. So I'm like, okay, all right. So a couple of days go by. I save her number, a couple of days go by. And I tell her, I call her. I don't know if I called her or she called me. But I call her once I've basically processed everything that's going on. I call Epiphany and I'm like, okay, cool. So this is what you're telling me, right? And shame, she didn't ask me to do anything with salt water, whatever. No. She's more so of a messenger, you know? She delivered a message and she was good, you know? And I was like, no, nah, I'm trying to suss your ass out. Yo, Naledi, when they get you, yeah, bro. So anyway, I called her. I think I called her. Or she called me. And we had a brief conversation on the phone. And I basically alluded to her that, no, man, I want to sit down with you and have this conversation. You know? I want to have this conversation with you. I'm so appreciative of the message. That went straight from my nostril, child. What the hell is in here? And he chose, Anyway, let's get back to what I was saying. So I basically tell her that, hey, listen, I've taken time to process your message. I'm so grateful for what you said. You know, I mean, it takes a lot for you to reach out to someone that you haven't spoken to in years and to pass this message on, because obviously it is bigger than you, it is bigger than me, it is bigger than us. And she's like, no, it's cool. And I'm like, listen, I actually want to sit down with you. I want to sit. Maybe a part of me wanted to suss her out, but another part of me also wanted to gain more clarity on why. Why now? Why like this? Why the fight? What was happening? What is going on? Okay, cool. So I tell her, hey man, I actually want to sit down with you. I actually want to gain more clarity on this. And she's like to me, okay. Because I was like to her, man, I think I want to thank you, you know, buy you a gift, something, buy you lunch. Anything, man, just to show my gratitude. Because, you know, sometimes when you go consult or all that other stuff, you have to pay. I get, but these are people's spiritual gifts. How? And she's like, no. I'm not like that. I say my piece and I move. I'm like, alright, cool. I'm like, no, but I really want to meet you. No, I really want to like sit down with you. I need to gain more clarity on what's going on. And she's like, okay. There's only one problem. I'm like, what? Don't tell me I gotta go to the river. And she's like, I'm in another province. I'm like, bitch! Where you at? Where are you? You know? She's like, I'm in another province. She's not too far out. About an hour drive out, but she's in another province. Do you want to guess what your fave said? Naledi, you can imagine where this is going. Because your fave is stupid. I mean, it's true when my dad said, you're book smart, but are you street smart? And I was like, you're street smart, but are you book smart? And then he was like, I did construction, and I did. And I was like, well, you don't got an MBA, but it's pretty clear that I'm not street smart. So my dad was right, ultimately. But I'm still smarter than him. And he better remember that shit when he go to the grave. Okay, anyway, where was I? So I said to her, no, it's fine. I will come to you. Because at that time, one, I needed a drive. I needed to get the fuck out of Johannesburg. Bad things were happening, child. I was going through all of it, okay? I was so surprised at the number of bad things that were happening. I was pretty sure. Yes, in lo ong loya yone, uyenza sure. Uthathe burrito lam uthe. Oba. So I'm like, no, fuck it. You know what? I just need a breather. I need to get the fuck up out of Johannesburg. Let me come see you. I will come on this day. I will drive out of town and I'll come see you. And she was like, okay, cool. So then I said yes. Initially, I didn't think I was serious. I was just like saying it, you know, like everyone said, oh my God, I'm gonna come see you. Okay, bye. It's a Joburg thing, you know? And I'm a Joburger. That's what we do. On that particular day, wake up, Vele. It's like the day is getting worse. But that day had punches, dog. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, it got worse. No! I'm like, boy, if you... Guys, I even remember that day. I cried in the car on my drive there. I was in disbelief at what was happening. I was just like, you know what, Gardner? I know you're playing tricks on me, but your ass better fucking get it together, because I ain't gonna put up with your bullshit. You know? I was just like, what? Dog. What? I mean, bro. You know, I thought life had punches. But then I took a punch from someone I thought I would never take a punch from. I'm like, and I get that. Wake up in the morning, email. I'll never forget how Nolene and I were just like, guys, I switched off my phone. I walked around. I was like, nah, dog, not like this. Not like fucking, bro, what? No. Guys, yo, bepeta. Yes, in guys, what about kuru kuru? Yes, let's okay. I know that day I get that mail. Nolene and I are just in disbelief. Nolene's like, did you see that mail? What the fuck is going on? I'm like, Nolene, I'll call you back. Okay, now I decide to go out of town. I'm going through things. My dad's trying to calm me down. My sister's trying to calm me down. My mom's trying to calm me down. Everybody's trying to calm me down. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch off my phone and go to another province. What's up with Shanya? I've got good. Okay. I will ring it up in. Okay, fine. Worst things happen. Naledi and I take another hit. Okay. In the midst of that hit, Epiphany calls me. She's like, hey, are you still coming through today? Completely forgot about it. She's like, hey, you still coming through today? I'm like, actually, hey man, this just happened. And I was texting her as she called me to tell her, hey dude, I don't think I'll be able to drive out. This just happened. I'm really in shock right now. Like, I just really need to process. And she was like to me, hey, as I'm typing that message, she's like, hey, you still coming? I don't know, man. I don't know if it was a comfort in her voice or what, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm coming. I'll see you in about an hour. And she's like, alright, cool. Let me know when you arrive. So I drove for a little over an hour 15. I drove. I told no one. I didn't even tell my supposed boyfriend / we just met / I might dump him / he's on probation. I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell anyone. I only told my sister. I'm like, Katlo, I'm going to this place. And Katlo was like, what? She's like, to meet who? I'm like, to meet Epiphany. She's like, who the fuck is Epiphany? I'm like, so Epiphany is this person, and I'm already telling her second. I'm already like 20 minutes out. I'm 20 minutes out of Joburg, dog. Like, I'm going out. I'm at the precipice, the circumference of Joburg and another province. I'm like, I'm like to her, hey bro, there's this girl. I could have died, but I didn't die. Anyway, okay. So I start telling my sister who this girl is, who Epiphany is, how I know her, and where I'm going. So my sister's like I haven't even thought about the worst case scenario at this point. I'm just thinking, I'm gonna go see the girl. We're gonna have a quick lunch. I'm gonna come back. My sister's like, Naledi, are you crazy? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, dude, what if this girl is setting you up? What if she's gonna hijack you? What if something happens to you? Like, dude, my sister's not even thinking that I'll get stuck in the middle of the road. No. She's like, dude, what if something happens to you? What if it's a setup? Do you trust this person? Like, are you sure of what you're doing right now? Yes, couldn't you guys have met in Johannesburg? I'm like, ish. She Untanabantu did actually make that offering, but because I was going through my own things mentally, I was just so out of it. I was just so detached and motionless. I just decided to drive. So I convinced myself, I'm like, nah, man, it's gonna be cool. I got this. She's like, Naledi, no. This is, I don't know, dude. Okay. She's like, send me your live location, send me everything, and I just need you to be safe, dude. Yeah, well. So as soon as I hang up with my sister, I start thinking, no, man, what I've done is just very stupid. I'm actually dumb. What the fuck is this? It was like an out-of-body experience where I just needed to get away, and I had to drive. So I did. And it was exhilarating to feel like I'm just running away. But I was coming back because the problems will await me. So I just needed to, for a few hours, get out of Johannesburg, get out of the mess, breathe different air, hear different conversations, see a different human being, and just not be me. Cool. So as soon as she hangs up, I'm like, I call Epiphany, I'm like, dude, you're not trying to kill me, right? She's like, bitch. I'm like, bitch. So the one thing Epiphany highlights to me is that she basically lives out of town, but she is staying with her partner. So part and parcel is her partner stays out of town. So that's why she's out of town. And that's why I opted, because I know people who stay in the area where she stays with her partner. Now this is where the story time gets Naledi M official story time. So now, okay, fine. After that, I hang up with my sister and then I start thinking, oh shit, Naledi, this wasn't smart on your part. I mean, maybe your dad was right. Maybe you are book smart and not street smart. So what I do is, I think of all the people I know in that specific place. And who comes up? I call my ex. Now, I've told the story about Yo, just I call my ex. Now, I've told the story about him on my channel before. Yo! Fuck! I'm so mad at him. I call my ex. Now, I've told the story about my ex before on my channel. Super brief, but he is someone I have a lot of love and respect for. So I call him and I tell him, Yawena, Niza endaweni enje. And this is, you know, where are you? Because and he's like, oh, okay, you're coming to town. I'm like, yeah, I'm actually gonna go meet up with someone. And he's like, oh, you're sangana no man. And I'm like, you're sangana no Epiphany. And he's like, yeah. I swear to God. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're sangana no Epiphany. He's like, yeah. So now, that drive there's already network issues. Like, there's network issues, guys. There's network issues. So he keeps saying, yeah. And I'm like, ay man, fuck off. You can't know Epiphany. I'm not even gonna give him a name because I don't even want you to relate back to which story I'm talking about. So I'm like, fuck. Because now I know that there's network issues on that drive because I had issues calling my sister. So he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go meet this girl, Epiphany. And I'm like, no, I calling in and you know, I'm just playing it cool, I'm playing it easy. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, so I'm like, it must be the network, whatever. And I'm like, no, like, hello? He calls back after like 5-10 minutes. Now at this point, I'm about half an hour away. Maybe 20 minutes, tops. With my driving, 20 minutes. He calls me, he's like, okay, uhambela kuphi manje? And I'm like, no man, ngiyavela la endaweni ethe so. And I'm like, no, I'm about 20 minutes away. And I'm like, no, I was supposed to meet this person at a place like this. And he's like, okay, no, Mamela, I'm at that very, you know, place. I'm like, oh, is it like a complex? He's like, yeah, something like that. I'm like, yeah, because I don't know if this girl's gonna hijack me or what. You see, now I'm having general chats with him, and he's like, yeah, all right, okay, sharp. Now I'm chatting, I'll figure it out. Casual. Okay, cool. Get there, get to this place. Now, drive in, let my sister know, now, girly, I'm saying. Yo, guys, I feel like my ancestors worked overtime for me to tell the story. Get where I'm going. Now, I'm not even thinking nothing, okay? I'm thinking, I'm gonna meet this girly girl. We're gonna have lunch. We're gonna really share. Because to be really honest with you guys, she really had no reason to come at me. It's like I don't know, whatever. Fine. Get to that particular place. The particular place is a shopping center. I get there. I get there and then I call ex first, and I'm calling him an ex. It's a bit of a loose term because I don't think we actually dated long enough for him to consider him an ex, but we have remained in contact for so long that I just genuinely yay, fuck off as a matter of fact. Anyway, now the backstory between me and him is that I spoke to him not too long ago, and as far as I understand, he was with somebody else, right? He is dating this other person that, you know, we are talking about. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's got a girlfriend. We're all on the same page here. This is what's happening, okay? So I get to the center and I call him and I'm like, hey, Mfethu, Sengla. He's like, no, come to this particular store. It's an eating place. Hey, man. I get to the place, I walk in, I'm looking good. I can see all the people are looking at me and I'm saying, oh, she looks like she's from Joburg. And I'm like, yeah, the fuck I am. Fuck you talking about? Yes, that's me. So, yep, that's me. Like Raven, okay? Oh, Raven, red hair. See, I'm really on a roll today. So I get into the restaurant, and as soon as I get in, I see X with 2 other gents, right? They're sitting there by where they're sitting, their table. And I go up to him and I give him a hug and I greet the other 2 guys, but they're very standoffish. I don't know what the fuck was going on that day. So he's like to me, no, sit with us. And I was like, no, I told you I'm waiting for Epiphany. Here it is. Wait for it. So, okay, cool. I go to the table, I sit down. And now he moves from where he was. So he has a quick conversation with those boys of his, and then he comes and he sits by me. And I'm like, hey, and then he's like, Naledi, I'm like, bitch. And we look at each other like this, like, now you guys are him and he's me. And he's like, and I'm like, hey, what you saying, man? And he's like, like guys, imagine Isbaya with the voices raised down. He's like, hey, what's that one? I'm like, it's a Epiphany. It's like, Jadine, that's my lana. It's I, man. Yeah, one. Like, imagine this. Come out of pants, bro. I won't tell you most. I was in the land by the X. And it's I. In the Nekulu. I'm like, can't you? Yeah, one. So now we haven't come saying, man. Can't take me long to but like, he's got this very laid back demeanor about him. That's who he's always been. Like, he's just a laid back guy. Nah, he's not a laid back guy. Yeah. Okay, so he's like, he laughs. I'm like, canteen. He laughs. It's like, I'm like, you went now. As I'm asking him what's going on, my phone rings. Epiphany. I'm like, oh, hey, mama, I'm here to you. She's like, oh, okay. Ooh. Shouldn't have said that. She's like, oh, I'm at home. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm here. She's like, I know you're here. The person who's there with you will bring you to me. I'm like, ah. So my blood goes. I can remember the emotions that were flooding my mind. I'm sorry, I can't eat anymore, guys. Like my stomach is physically bringing back the food. So I just have to keep drinking until my stomach settles. Yeah, because there's still a lot of acidity in it, so. I'm like, sorry? It's like, no, the person who's there with you right now will bring you to me. And I'm like, I look at X. So I've got the phone in my hand, so I'm like, hello? Yeah, where are you? I'm here. She's like, no, the person who's there with you will bring you to me. I'm like, huh? It's like, yeah, the person that you're sitting with. I'm like, is the person a man or a woman? She's like, it's a man. I'm like, okay. Dude. I call the waiter, I'm like, can I have a drink? Can I have a drink? I'm like, X, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, Namangas. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and then he's like, Naledi, how do you know Epiphany? I'm like, in fact, I need to tell you, this person called me and this person have things to discuss. He's like, what things? And I'm like things, man, about my life. I'm like, yeah. Come on now, it's none of your business though, the fuck, bitch. How do you know Epiphany? Now we're sitting here, we're doing the blame game now. How do you know Epiphany? What the hell am I doing here? Are you setting me up? What's going on here? What the fuck? Now I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, what are you are chola 99 chola. I'm like, he's like, Naledi, namangas. And he's like, okay, let me be honest. I'm with Epiphany. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, are you with her? Like, isn't she here with you? How does she know you? It's like, no, I'm dating Epiphany. I'm like, oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Nah, no. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, no. Like, I'm dating her. And he's like very cool about it. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, Epiphany. He's like, yeah. I'm like, from when? He's like, last year. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so when did this happen? He's like, this year. I'm like, when? He's like, beginning. I'm like, wait, so? He's like, huh? I'm like, what about the time you called me about that? He's like, I'm like, ah! He's an ex. He's an ex. I hope to dear God I'm faging my yes. I remember that day I was like, I left my potential probation. Could be 6 months, could be nothing, could be my everything. To come here, to be set up by you and fucking Epiphany. He's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just as confused as you. I'm like, so what the hell are we gonna do now? I'm like, did she go through your phone? Did she see anything that has to do with me? He's like, no. Like, I don't think so. And I'm like, no, man. He's like, he's also saying the same thing to me. I'm like, do you believe her? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, ah! Ah! This is a setup. I even remember I was like, Ashambila, and he's like, okay, well, I have to take you to her now. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, where is she? He's like, at my house. I'm like, what? Where am I going? He's like, my house. I'm like, now bear in mind I've been there before, but years ago, like 5 years ago. I'm like, angzwanga. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna faint, I'm gonna wake up in a ritual. I told no one, I told nothing. My sister's the only one that knows I'm about to fucking die. I'm like, you really gonna let your girlfriend kill me, my nigga? He's like, no, I'll never let that happen to you. I'm like, bitch, we're here because of you, bitch. He's like, okay, well, we need to go. I'm like, what? I'm not going there. He's like, but that's where she is. Yep. So, you can imagine how it played out. I got a tequila shot. I got a Savannah. Put it in a takeaway cup. Got my stuff together. Called my sister immediately and said, bitch, I am in some stone hot shit. And she's like, what? I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, but this is the setup. And guess who I'm going to? Guess where she stays? Guess who it is? My sister's like, what? Girl, you better get your ass back home. And I was like, I'm gonna get my ass back home, but I'm trying to see what the fuck's going on now. I can't turn back now. I'm already here. I'm here. She knows I'm with X. X and I are very terrified. We don't know what's going on. X is giving me the play it cool eyes. I'm giving him the, why am I playing it cool eyes? Did you not tell her? And he's like, I did tell her. I told her you're my ex. And I'm like, what did she say? He's like, she didn't believe me. No, but that's good on her part. I don't want any of my exes claiming me, respectfully. Like, do not claim me, especially Kenneth. Like, whatever you do not. Anyway. But she's like to me, no, bruh. Like, I told her I dated you. I told her you're my ex. And she didn't believe me. And I'm like, okay. So we go to his house. Go to his house, not too far from where we were. Get there. Now we terrified as fuck, the both of us. Like, we're shaking in our boots. And now we're shaking in our boots because me, as far as I know, he knew another girl. And now all of a sudden, I'm meeting Epiphany, who's the person that he lives with. Actually, you a hoe. You a low down dirty hoe. So I'm like, okay, cool. Get to his house. Now I'm breathing in and out. Get in, meet her. Luckily, by the grace of God and my ancestors who thus brought me thus far, she genuinely was happy to see me. She wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna set your ass up. No. She genuinely did have good intentions, and she genuinely is like, you know, a spiritual babe. So now, okay, get in, meet her. X drops me at his house where she and I are, and then he leaves. And then as soon as he leaves, he's like to me, hey, you wanna get some lunch? You wanna grab something to eat? I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I actually wasn't here. So we go to this really cute spot that she took me to. And as we go there, she then asked me like, hey, is it true that he, I'm like, yeah. Don't tell people though. No, he's a great guy. Shame. I would claim him any day. It's just that we just never dated long enough for me to really claim him as an ex. It would be ridiculous. But he is like definitely a guy worth dating. Got money, he's good, he's super rad. And that's all I'ma tell y'all. Cause that is Epiphany's man. And you guys ain't finna touch him. Okay? So she's like, hey, oh, so he tells me, and I didn't believe him because you were with Drake at that time. I'm like, girl, you know, it's so funny how things play out. Anyway, so I know I dated him and stuff, and then we have our lunch, our conversation, which was super casual, was super nice. I actually got out of my head. I remember I was supposed to be there for like an hour and a half, and I ended up being there for 3. She was such an engaging and calming energy to be around that I regretted why I ever wondered she would do anything bad to me. We had such a good time that afternoon. I felt so free. I remember like there's an aura about her, which is so ironic because when I think about how her and I used to just like each other, I'm just like, girl, remember we like just liked each other with some stupid shit? And she's like, yeah. And it's so crazy what brought us back together, but super love her now, like super on her team, rooting for Epiphany and X. You know, I think she is a great person who deserves all the goodness in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna text her, I'm gonna tell her I miss her. Bitch, I miss you. Oh shit, I didn't realize it's 11:30. She probably is sleeping. Anyway, yeah, we had a good lunch. Everything went great. You know, everything really subsided after, you know, we all knew that she was really comfortable. She was so mature about everything, because the thing is, it happened a long time ago. So now I think X and I were very nervous as to what is happening, but in actual fact, her and I met on the basis that she had something to tell me, and she did. And what she told me, I don't know, it soothed a lot of the hurt and the pain that I was feeling throughout those weeks prior to her calling me, because she gave me clarity on a lot of things that were happening in the whirlwind that I was in. But what I love about her is how deeply rooted she is in prayer. Like, she is so rooted in prayer. Like, it's the craziest thing, because if there's anything I've learned in the past few months, and if there's the little signs, is that Naledi, pray. Pray, mama, pray. And she was basically the last coffin of the pray. She didn't tell me to wash with anything, do this, is wash or no. She's just a spiritual warrior, you know. She's just a very strong, gifted woman, and I love how she also wasn't intrusive. She wasn't, oh, let me go, what's going on, and then sasaru. No, she would just say her piece. And she would say things about my character and my persona that a lot of you guys don't even see on YouTube, which I don't know if you'll see when I become older, but it'll all come full circle when I explain it, when I am more comfortable in who I am, you know? But there's certain elements she described of my character that have shaped who I was because of my traumas. And it was so relieving. It was like, yeah, I drove here for something I could have heard on the phone, but to hear it in person and to feel it was a lot more different than I could have described. And driving back, I felt free. I felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt, I don't know, I felt like I was starting to succumb to all the pain I was feeling, and I was succumbing to my bad thoughts. And that drive back just, I don't know, it revived something in me that I wouldn't say was slowly dying, but I was saying it was kind of like on its lifeline, you know? I was just really tired. Like, my job takes a lot out of me. My job really takes more than it gives to me, you know? I feel myself constantly having to give to my subscribers, to people who really like me, having to give, but I hardly ever receive, you know? I can say, oh, the nice things is that, you know, I've made money, I've been able to help my loved ones, and those are the little things that are irreplaceable. But my job takes so much out of me that I am constantly depleted and I'm never fulfilled, you know? So I just felt fulfilled, man. I felt like I was driving with some really high power that day, and I just felt free. And all my problems that were there, that were still going to haunt me the next day and the day after that, they just felt irrelevant. And then I went and had dinner with my potential babe, and that's what happened. And then I told him what happened, and he was like, you did what? And I was like, are you upset with me for not telling you? And he's like, well, yeah, but I'm glad you're here. So I'm like, thanks, baby. Yeah, so that's what happened. I don't know what I'm gonna title the story time, so I'm just gonna say, eat with me and listen to this crazy story time. Okay? So yeah, comment down below, let me know, do you think I was very dumb? I mean, the consensus, the general consensus would be yes, but I would understand if some of you are on like par with me and stuff. You know, I mean, I'm not a normal kid, you know? I'm not normal. Some of the smartest kids in the world have like some sort of learning disability. I mean, I don't have one, I'm just dumb. I'm just fucking dumb, I do stupid shit. But anyway, that is the end of the story time. Comment down below, let me know what you think. But other than that, I really hope I see you guys in my next mukbang. I'm so sorry for not eating. Please give me some grace. I am still recovering. It hasn't even been 24 hours. But yeah, guys, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next mukbang and story time.